One shaky Instagram reel, just 60 ragged seconds, has detonated Meghan Markle's carefully curated comeback. Within hours of her syrup-sweet mom dance, streaming bosses yanked meetings, fan pages flipped to hate hubs, and late-night hosts carved fresh punchlines. Now, cornered by a storm she lit herself, Meghan has finally broken silence, admitting how the clip spiraled, what Netflix is threatening behind closed doors, and why whispers of a fake bump stunt might be the least of her worries. Miss the next 8 minutes and you'll miss the receipts, the ruptured deals, and the confession even palace insiders never saw coming.
These two have sold their souls, and they've sold Harry's family down the river. It's unforgivable, and it will leave a bitter taste in the mouths of millions of people. So we can hear from those PAs, who I know at least one of them was regularly reduced to tears by the bullying from Meghan Markle. And if Meghan doesn't think she did bully, of course she can sue me, because I've said it now.
It started with a dance no one asked for. Meghan in a delivery room gown doing the baby mama dance. Harry two-stepping like a bewildered backup dad. Shot 4 years ago, posted last week, the reel blew up faster than a toddler on red cordial. Within hours, Don's baby bump gate trended, viewers replaying the clip frame by frame to see that bump wobble like royal jello. One commenter swore it changed shape more times than Meghan's accent. Late-night hosts dove in. I've seen smoother moves from King Charles's fountain pen. The cringe spread. Even Gen Z TikTokers broke character to call it boomer level thirst. British tabloids screamed tragic twerk, while US outlets politely labeled it polarizing. By sunrise, management Slack channels at Netflix lit up in rage-red emojis. But that was just the warm-up, because every straw already piled on Markle's back suddenly snapped at once. Remember the Spotify bailout? The tear-stained PA accusations, the archetypes ghost fade, those were mere appetizers to this main course fiasco. Inside Netflix HQ, CEO Greg Peters reportedly muttered, "DMN it again?" loud enough to shake the algorithm, while Ted Sarandos clutched his "give her another chance" mug like a hostage. Paramount ran faster than Harry at a polo after-party, scrapping a soft greenlit doc in 24 hours. Even Meghan's die-hard stan. Accounts started rage archiving old Yas Queen posts. Some fans jumped ship so fast they tripped over the unsubscribe button. For comic relief, Meghan fired back with a solo podcast nobody asked for, referring to herself in third person, Q. The meme, when your ego gets its own zip code. Spotify execs probably heard it and whispered, glad she's Netflix's problem now. And just when you think the last bridge is burnt, rumors spark that she's pitching with love Meghan's season 3 before season 2 survives testing. Call it optimism or the punchline that writes itself. Either way, stick around. The next twist lands harder than that bump on a hospital floor. Netflix's glass offices shook the instant Meghan's reel reached meltdown velocity. CEO Greg Peters slammed an emergency Zoom, opening with the line every PR team dreads, "How fast can we make this disappear?" Across the mic, Ted Sarandos tried to play therapist, mumbling that controversy equals clicks. But even his optimism deflated faster than that mystery baby bump. By lunch, finance had the numbers. Every hour of Markle-driven outrage was bleeding more subscribers than last year's password crackdown. Paramount bolted first, shredding a half-signed doc deal like confetti at a royal wedding. Smaller studios hit ghost mode, blocking her calls harder than Harry blocks the British press. For viewers, the message was crystal. When Hollywood treats and mintasin praser, you like a hot potato, the scorch marks must be brutal. So, did she lay low? Please. Meghan floored the accelerator like a Range Rover on the palace driveway. She issued a glossy statement declaring the backlash, exactly why my voice matters. Ironic, given that voice just triggered an industry fire drill. Hours later, she dropped an unscripted podcast. No host, no questions, just Markle in surround sound, referring to herself in third person, so often listeners assumed a co-host named Real Meghan had joined. She promised parenting wisdom, yet spent 10 minutes explaining how critics simply don't get the joke. Meanwhile, insiders whisper she's strong-arming Netflix for With Love. Meghan season 3 before season 2 even escapes test screening purgatory. That's like demanding dessert when the entree keeps getting sent back. Bold, delusional, or both. Stick around, the next course might taste even spicier. For years, Meghan's loyal online battalion treated every eyebrow flick like gospel. Now, they're scattering faster than royal corgis at a fireworks show. Overnight, stan hashtags morphed from NaMeg Hive to NaMeg Exit, and comment sections resemble a battlefield of broken heart emojis. One ex-superfan posted, "I didn't leave Meghan, she left reality," racking up more likes than her entire feed combined. Meme lords pounced, Picture Meghan crossing the Delaware, except the boat's leaking, and even George Washington's jumping overboard. Her signature compassion merch, sitting in shopping carts like leftovers, nobody wants to reheat. And when your fiercest defenders start deleting their own tribute edits, it's worse than unfriending. It's a digital divorce. Yet Meghan insists the silence is just a pause for reflection. Sure, reflection like the kind you see in an empty auditorium. If the dance was gasoline, the bump was the match. Social media detectives dissected the real frame by frame, like it was the Zapruder film, noting that Meghan's belly seemed to play peekaboo. One angle flat, next angle full moon, third angle. Wait, is that a square? Conspiracy threads sprouted overnight. Was it a prosthetic? Symbolic art piece? Inflatable souvenir from Disneyland? One TikToker joked, that bump's got more modes than a Dyson vacuum. Even reputable outlets tiptoed around the question, labeling it optically inconsistent. Translation, we have no clue what we just saw. Meanwhile, Meghan brushed it off as camera distortion, prompting a photographer to quip, "Lady, I shoot with the same iPhone. My latte art doesn't shapeshift." The fuss turned a goofy dance into a forensic investigation, and trust evaporated faster than Palace gin at Christmas. Stick around, because if a bump can go Houdini, imagine what disappears next. With Netflix ghosting her harder than a high school crush, Meghan cracked open her Hollywood Rolodex like it was a piñata full of second chances. First stop, MTV. She breezed into a Zoom room of 20-something execs and pitched a road trip parenting show where diaper changes met dashboard confessions. Picture Meghan parallel parking the family SUV while dishing royal tea, then pausing to warm a bottle in a gas station microwave, ratings gold in her head, migraine material in reality. The network's response? Crickets so loud even Harry checked the walls for pests, convinced the palace ghosts had followed them across the Atlantic. Undeterred, she dialed up Disney Next, offering a globe-trotting family doc with herself as modern princess tour guide. Mouse-eared VPs reportedly clutched their Mickey mugs and whispered, "This ride has height restrictions." They'd already survived Star Wars fan outrage. Why book a ticket on the Markle roller coaster? But Meghan wasn't done. Industry whispers claim she's leveraging a suspiciously cozy friendship with Ted Sarandos to lock down with love Meghan Season 3. Yes, before Season 2 has escaped the test screening gulag. Inside Netflix, office betting pools now track whether that leverage is charm, compromat, or pure delusion. One staffer joked, "I've seen fewer red flags at a bullfight." Meanwhile, agents across town are treating Meghan like a bounced check written in glitter. Looks exciting, but try cashing it. Hollywood adores a comeback, yet despises a bad risk. And Markle's risk factor currently flashes brighter than a paparazzi bulb at 2 a.m. Even if she lands a sympathy deal somewhere, every spreadsheet in town now labels her high volatility in bold royal purple. Translation, the next studio that says yes might need smelling salts and a defibrillator. Until then, Meghan's pitch deck is just another glossy brochure collecting dust, while the town's collective side-eye could power the Beverly Hills streetlights. Remember when Meghan content felt scarce and exclusive, like the limited edition handbag that vanishes before you can click Add to Cart? Today, every new reel drops like a pop-up ad at 2 a.m. Tedious, untimely, instantly swiped. Instagram spews unfiltered kitchen chronicles, her podcast pumps out third-person sermons, and press statements roll off the printer in cursive gold as if the font alone can rescue her brand. The buffet is endless, the appetite long gone. One late-night host cracked, she's the software update nobody installs because nothing improves, and the phone still freezes. Meme pages now run daily counters. Hours without Meghan drama. It never makes it past single digits. Even her most devoted stans are pleading for a silence cleanse, typing "Queen, please log off" beneath each new post, like a collective digital intervention. PR veterans warn that when audiences can predict your next plot twist, angsty monologue, teary self-congratulation, vague lawsuit threat, the series is already canceled in their heads. Yet Meghan keeps talking, convinced the echo chamber is applause. She hops from self-care mantra to empowerment slogan so fast it feels like scrolling through inspirational fridge magnets at warp speed. The result? Viewers tune out faster than you can say proprietary podcast platform. At this noise level, the only metric rising faster than the backlash is the collective eye roll. And here's the kicker. Oversaturation has a breaking point, a moment when curiosity flips to fatigue and then to active avoidance. Meghan is one push notification away from crossing that line. If she can't hit pause soon, her voice may not just be ignored. It could become the background hum people mute without thinking, like elevator music in a burning building. Silence, ironically, might be her loudest power move left. One shaky reel triggered a domino run, corporate panic, fan desertion, conspiracy fever, and enough roasted memes to caramelize Buckingham Palace. The moral? When your brand becomes the punchline, even gold-plated PR can't muffle the laughter. Meghan's next step determines whether this saga morphs into redemption or irrelevance. Drop the mic and lie low. And the world might remember the Duchess who tried. Keep talking, and every syllable will fuel the bonfire already licking at her legacy. The countdown's ticking louder than her Insta notifications. Blink and you'll miss the moment silence becomes the only statement that still shocks. Before you go, please note, this video discusses ongoing legal proceedings based on alleged and unverified information. All claims and allegations mentioned have not been confirmed by official sources and are part of a developing case. The views shared are for commentary and discussion purposes only. Always check for updates from reliable sources. Thanks for watching.